think we'll give everybody a chance to clear through the commercials and let that go. We seem to be good on the volume. I think maybe we'll crank it up a little bit. That's what we need, more Wingman volume. All right, all right. Hopefully the mic is not burning everybody out. Let me share this on my Facebook and everything. Okay. Now would be the time that my dog would choose to want to go outside. Milo, come here, bud. Come here, buddy. Winglow, come here. Come say hi to everybody. Come here, come here, come here. Come say hi. Oh. Say hi. Oof. Oof. Hey. Happy up in the lap, or you want it down? You want it down? Okay. Let's get you down. All right. He decides he wants to go outside, but he's gonna have to wait. He can hold it. He's a smart dog. So it's been a busy week here at Descendant Studios. We've had a lot to do. Again, we're letting you guys in really, really early on the process. So we're just gonna kind of give you. We're gonna use these as like updates each week until we get Moreland back, which should be this week, and then we'll probably launch the new show in January with the big, all the things down. So. We had a lot going on this week. We'll kind of go through it. If you missed this thing on the forums yesterday, Connie Whitener agreed to join us. She was at CIG with us in Austin for a while. She's going to be our social marketing director. She's the one who's going to be handling the social outreach and communications with us, between all of us together. She's got a degree in marketing and communications, so she's perfect for the job. She was wonderful for us at CIG, so I can't wait to have her there. Go check out her blog post. She put it up yesterday. She's building her strategy. And big kudos to Brandon Hess, one of the fans out there in Colorado who's helping us and has written the entire marketing strategy for us, man. The fans have been amazing. Irio, Kaji-san Pleasure, Josh, Fowler, all these guys are just coming together to help us do this, and it's phenomenal. And we're going to have a little debate here a little bit later, and we want you guys to help us sort that out. We'll let you. I'll kind of pitch the side I want to be on, and we'll see what you guys want. So we also incorporated this week. We are now an official entity. Right now we're DBA, which means I own the whole thing, but not for long because Jason, Chris, some others are going to have a piece, and so. But what we'll end up doing is we'll incorporate just so we can start doing business, so we can set up the PayPal, the Amazon, all the different payment structures. And then we'll sell the DBA for $1 to whatever the new corporation is going to be. So that's happened. Yay, paperwork. It's awesome. It's boring. It's boring. Really, really boring. It's not near as fun. Again, we talked about the website strategy. Brandon Hess is doing that. Website is stores well under development, and Jason's leading the charge on that. And you've seen the forums. We've got that going. We've got the medals happening. We've got upvoting going on. You've got reputation system. We're going to be setting up subscribers and contributor areas. We're working out the details of what each one of those means right now. Subscribers will have access to everything, including what we're calling the proving grounds, which means that we'll have the base game out with the weapons that we want that are tested and balanced with you guys. And then when we want to bring in new weapons, we've got this idea for a grappling hook, but it won't be in phase 1. So if we want to bring in new weapons, we'll test it in the proving grounds, and subscribers will be there helping us test and balance that and giving us feedback. So that's one of the things. Now, there's subscribers, contributors, and then backers. And contributors are people that can be elevated that are just like people helping out, anywhere from, Brandon, Irio, Pleasure, Kaji-san, all these guys that are helping us out right now. They're already if you make a comic, Angry P's got a contributor medal. AC Black, there's a lot of people out there that are making stuff and doing stuff for the game. And even if it doesn't get used, the fact that you're contributing to the community is contributing to the development, and we'll elevate you. So there'll be 2 ways in. If you're not like somebody that is, contributing in an art sense or something like that, there'll be a nominal fee to get into the contributor forum. Everybody's going to be able to read it, though. It's going to be totally voluntary. No matter what, contributor forum will be read by everyone. It's just the people that are actual contributors will be the only ones that will be allowed to post. So that's going on there. The great concept debate. All right. So we've written the GDD. We're pretty much done with the GDD right now, and we know what we're going to be doing. We know what's going to be upgradable, what's going to be the base of the ship types themselves, what each ship does, the speed, which ones are better at mining, which ones are faster, which ones are better at fighting, dogfighting. So we kind of have all that locked down. Now we're debating the style and look. So I'll probably give you guys a look. Chris Olivier just turned in some first concepts. But we're debating right now whether it's going to be a stylized or realistic approach. Now, I'm kind of thinking that it's 300 years in the future, and this is kind of like the Wild West. Corporations have adopted looks and feels from ancient Earth history to outfit their ships, because we all know in space, in 6 degrees of freedom, you really don't need tail sections. Wings are just something to carry your missiles and other things on. But wouldn't it be cool if you could make your ship look a little bit like, say, a Spitfire, and you'd have a tail section of that, or a tail section from a Zero, or or maybe an ME-109, something like that, where the tail would actually match up like that, because they're not really going to do much back there except hold thrusters and stuff, but it will give a distinct look. So we're debating whether we're going to go stylized or futuristic, realistic alien. I think stylized is probably the way we're going to go. I'll put that up for people to see what they think. But I think I'd love to have a little P-51 tail behind me, with decals, all stuff like that. So we'll show you a little of the first concepts. Basically, the ships themselves are in 3 parts. There's the nose cone, which has either has a hard point or doesn't. The smaller ones do not. The other ones have a hard point underneath it. Then there's kind of a fuselage, which can be a little bulbous or egg-shaped, and it's upgradable. You can change it. And then the back is sort of a triangle, which like if you look on the underside of the ship, it's like that, and there'll be hard points on it, up to 3 or 1, depending on the size of the triangle. And sitting on top of that will be the tail section, where the thrusters and things of that to go. So it's all completely interchangeable and upgradable. We want people to be able to customize their ship, so that when you run into maybe a buddy, or your org has, you're all one crew on a team, and you all want to look like, World War II Germany, then you can all have those tail sections, and it's a distinguishable trademark. And I think that'd be kind of fun in the team-based combat. So we'll see how that goes. Steampunk. Somebody threw steampunk up there. That's funny, Victor. So yeah, that's kind of where we are right now. We're having the debate. I'll probably throw some stuff up on the forums and get some feedback from people as to what they'd like to see. But I'm leaning heavily towards more of an arcade-ish looking style, so that it's more not cartoony, but it's kind of it's not super futuristic. It's not Babylon 5. It's not Star Citizen, right? Because it's going to be more of a it's probably what you would do. I mean, lots of groups and organizations grab stuff from the past. What if you wanted to be a Korean? You want Tales from the Korean War, or you want to look like the Vietnam era or something. So why not let people do that? Why not let people's organizations decide what they're going to look like, and let people develop tales that they can throw at us, or fuselage they can throw at us. If we like them enough, we'll put them in the game. I think that's more in the spirit of what we're trying to do anyway. Yeah, there is Grisham says there's another chat in the Descendant forums. I'm up on it now. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. It's kind of a quick update, a quick hitter. I'll take some questions for about 5-10 minutes, and we'll go from there while my dog bangs on the door trying to get out so that he can go to the bathroom. But he can wait. He can wait. You shouldn't have to go right now. We're streaming. So let's go. The ship. Yeah, Dunkzilla says so. The ships are more modular. Yeah, they're completely modular. Three phases: nose, fuselage. It's like an insect, right? 3 different sections: nose, fuselage, and then tail section. They're all modular. So that's it. Some ships will not be able to have, like, depending on which ship type it is, like some of the smaller ships will never be able to have a large fuselage or a large tail section. So the key is the hard points. We've got some really cool stuff coming on hard points. Like there's a manufacturing or factory type deal that you can put that takes 2 hard points on the back of your ship. And what that's going to allow you to do is to mine certain resources. Each thing will have a chemical makeup or an alchemy, to where if you want to make, say, a large missile or a large bomb, you can choose, instead of turning that ore in and making money for your hangar or future upgrader for your corp, you can mine something, or you can create something on the back of your ship and use it in that level right then. So that's one of the upgrades we're going to have available. That takes 2 slots. And You know, we've got big bombs back there. We've got deployable mining drones. We've got a familiar or a little small drone that fights alongside of you. So there's a lot. He's really got to go to the bathroom. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go let him. I'll be right back. I don't want to clean up the pee. Oh, never mind. Streaming. You know what? That was not my dog. That was Hot Wing coming back from getting her haircut. Looks good, honey. So that's what's going on. So yeah, let's see. So let's see. Howdy, Angry Peas. The Senate Studios. Right. Steampunk. I'm not sure. You know, maybe steampunk. Why not? We'll let the whole point is that we want people to create their own look. And the tail section, again, it's space. So tail doesn't really matter that much, at least until we get atmosphere stuff, which is a few phases down the road. A few, you know, if we're really successful, that'll be like 2 or 3. So we want people to create their own look and then submit it. And as long as it's not like this big giant penis, you know, as long as it's somewhat okay, we'll prove it and put it in the game. That's kind of the pit. Dogs have the worst timing. Yeah, they do. Will the ship software be upgradable? The ships themselves are going to be upgradable. The software, I don't know if we're going to do like a software upgrade. We're going to do more like the ships will be leveled up, and they'll add things like hard points or the access to larger fuselages, or they'll get more efficient at mining, or they'll be able to carry leveled up missiles. So they'll be, I think it's 3 to 5 levels per ship. So the ships themselves will level up, you know, as well. So there's going to be a tech tree associated with both the weapons and the ships themselves. So yeah, and so like if you have a level 1 ship, you can't put a level 2 fuselage on it. So it's going to have to be, you know, you have to level up. That's just the bottom line. Okay, let's see. Dougzilla says, can we get Drillsy to be the Clippy for the tutorials and help files? You know, that's not a bad idea, actually. I like Drillsy. If you guys haven't seen it, go to the forums, check out Angry Peas. He's created Drillsy the drone, which is fantastic. You got a contributor medal. Good job. It's going to be fun to watch that comic develop. Our drills, though, are not like that. They're more going to be melting the voxels and stuff through, so they'll be more laser oriented, but still cool. Oh, yeah, there you go. Rattlehead asked, will it be lasers or drills? It's going to be lasers. Lasers will do it. It looks cooler. It's going to melt some stuff. It'll open up areas because, yeah, it'll be that. Let's see. What's the next question? Any other questions? Let's go here. Nope, nothing there. Let's see. We're going to the chat here. Okay, so Luke Carm says, so certain items take 2 to 3 hardpoint slots and others just 1, so you can add more of the same pieces. Yeah, that is true. There's 2 is the most anything we'll take right now. Maybe we'll come up with something that will take 3. But for right now, we've got things that take 1 hardpoint and things that take 2 hardpoints. The largest ship in the game has 4 hardpoints. That's 1 in the nose and 3 in the triangle tail shape in the back. That's the most stuff you can carry, and you'll be able to. That's a place for specials. You know, things that you use up if you use them. Very, very cool stuff. Very special stuff. So that's the truth. It says Drillsy was clearly. Sunjammer says Drillsy was clearly an early prototype, and he has a huge chip on his shoulder from being set aside by the Laser Boys. So that's right. It's a cool look, though. I mean, Drillsy's the kind of thing you could put on the side of your fuselage, kind of like they did when they marked up their ships, like the Memphis Belle or something. You could have Drillsy the drill. I mean, that's another thing we're going to have. Everybody's going to be. The reason the Red Baron painted his plane red is he wanted to strike fear in enemies. So everybody wants to be the Red Baron. So we want to make our looks and feels of the ships as customizable as possible. Now that means the ships themselves will have, you know, mix and match parts for the modules, but painting them is going to be an individual deal. So, you know, there'll be things you can buy to put on your ship, or skins essentially, but there'll also be things you can submit to us and put on there. So, and maybe it'll be like Team Fortress 2, where if somebody has a really, really cool skin idea and it goes into the rotation, then we share that revenue with the person who created that. I mean, the whole point here is to do this together. So that's the direction we want to go. All right, so a couple more questions. Oh, Milkman needs ad block. Yeah, you do. I'll be switching off of Ustream soon. We'll be going to Twitch. And we'll get a new microphone because I'm just using the one on the camera right now. And it's probably, I don't know if it's good or not. It seems to be better than it was before. So, yeah, we'll go there. Will we have storage area for attachments not currently in use? Yeah, Skater. You will have a hangar. Everybody's going to have a hangar, much like World of Tanks, much like, something Citizen. Yeah, of course you have a hangar, and you'll have your weapons. And what you'll do is you'll outfit you'll have your drones, however many you own. There's up to 6, right? You need 6 types, and you can have you'll have you'll be able to equip them to where you can say, okay, when I fly the mining drone, I want this set up to where it's kind of like Bad Company 2 or Battlefield, where you can have something set already, where you can go in and you can change it on the fly, or you can immediately just give me a mining drone, and it'll drop you in with your configured setup. So yeah, there'll be a hangar for you to mess around, and that's going to be kind of the lobby essentially. Mike isn't screaming. I'm glad to hear it. All right. How do the controls feel so far? So the gray boxes are up and running, and we've got some people that are making it. It's really cool. Unreal Engine 4 is amazing. We're working out the control scheme right now. It feels pretty good, but we haven't. We're not even map building. We're not even. We're just right now. We're GDD doing the gray box. It feels nice. The speed feels about right. The size feels about right. Gray boxes feel good. Ario's done an amazing demo. Most of the game is going to be done in Blueprint. The amazing thing about Unreal is the flexibility. It's such an easy engine to work in. It's so much better than the last engine I got a chance to work in. So all I know is people that are working for us on this that have worked on both much prefer the Unreal Engine. We'll be able to get this. It's going to really, really jumpstart our game. It'll be out, under a year because we're doing this. At least the first version. It won't take that long. So, wow, what sort of dangers can be found in mining? Yes, gas pockets, explosive materials, aliens. Okay, yes, gas pockets for sure, lava, methane pockets, all those kind of things that you're going, which I guess technically would be a gas pocket. All these things you'll be finding out, and some will be dangerous, some will be extremely valuable to mine. Some will open up secrets. There's going to be secret areas in each tunnel, in each map that you can find and discover. We're looking at trying to make like one big master map for, like, say, the level, and having lots of secrets in there, and then only activating 2 or 3. So each time you play the map, it changes. You won't have the same experience twice. So that we'll see if that works. And then we'll also have the hardcore level where nothing changes. So we'll be giving these ship types or these game types out there, and we'll get you guys to hone in on that and or to talk in and tell you what you want to see. And yes, so lots of things to be found that are dangerous, valuable, and hidden. That's kind of the thing. We want to make sure that a lot of the games that are coming out these days are going too much for realism or too much for hardcore. And so we're like, that's fine. I love all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's fun. I want to have fun. And so a lot of things that people used to do in the 90s and stuff, you would go in Wolfenstein and you hit the wall until you open up a pocket and found a secret. That's fun, and that's not really there anymore. That's kind of one of the fun things about Minecraft is you can create your own. So we want to take some elements of that, some elements of the 90s, and create this combat experience, team-based combat experience around all the fun, exciting adventures and emergent gameplay that is sort of being ignored in today's world and a lot of other games. So we're looking to make sure that we support all that stuff. Yeah, random. Okay, Groundhound's got it. Oh, look at that. Dang gum. There we go. Let's see. From Dimensional Tiger. I've been curious if you guys discuss stretch goals before they're announced or not. Yeah, we will, Dimension Tiger. We're still working. First, let's get the GDD done, right, and then figure out, okay, well, what can we get done? What's our budget for making this game? How much do we need to fundraise, right? Because the last thing I want to do is go out with an open thing and not have a plan. I want to make sure we have a plan. We can hit that plan. And we go forward. So we'll discuss the stretch goals probably on the forums before we even go to somewhere, go live on either Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or whatever. We'll go through the stretch goals with people. We'll take suggestions. I think that's a good way. I mean, I want to make this give us as much chance of success as we can. And you guys are the ones who are going to know what you want to see. So yeah, we're going to open that up and let people be a part of that. The level editor, Lars, we haven't started working on that too much yet. It's just basically Blueprint, or it's basically Unreal 4 is the one you get with them. So right now, again, we're still so early in this. We're still doing the GDD, and Jason's concentrating right now on getting the website up, the front page, the store, all that stuff going. So we're a very small team right now. We only have like 4 or 5 people that are working daily on it, and then we have volunteers around the world that are volunteering their time. So again, we're letting everybody in really, really early on this process. Maybe that's a mistake, maybe not. I don't think so. I think everybody wants to know what's going on. Ooh, we're talking about even having like we're gonna live stream design meetings too at some point for at least for subscribers. So it's gonna be a fun. We're gonna really, really open this up. Share our project schedules. We're toying with the idea of letting people have certain levels of people on site having access to our Jira. At least read-only Jira so they can see what's going on with the bugs and stuff like that. We really want to open development up. I think that the level of other people have opened development up has been a little bit. I think you can really be a lot more open in that regard. And so we're aiming to do that. We want to not only that, we want to train people that how because we want to kind of bring the mod community back. I mean, Counter-Strike, Desert Combat, all these really cool experiences were made by teams of people around the world that just got together with a cool game and a cool engine and made something spectacular. So if we can kind of foster into that and say, okay, we're a 6 Degrees of Freedom game, go, and somebody else creates something really cool with it, well then, if we become Descendant Studios University, as I've said before, that's great. We've also got maybe a better name than Ships That Fight Underground, although that's a cool name. We want to have like a main title above it, and then that'll be the acronym below. So we're not going to get rid of it, but I think I've got a really, really good name for the entire phases, the entire epic scope of the game, which will be over phases, at least 4 phases over the next several years. So phase 1 is what we're working on here. So yeah. Where are the forums at now if the site is being built? The forums are at descendantstudios.com. I'm going to type that into the Ustream chat. Just go there, register, sign up, become part of this. They're fairly active right now. Again, we don't have a lot to show. We are building up the paperwork, the long, boring ass paperwork. But you have to do it, right? You just have to do it. So that's what's going on. So let's see. Let's take another question. Oh, Big Fish says, when you're using Unreal 4, do you speak to Epic support staff or problem solving, or do you communicate with other small studios using the same engine? Both. So I've got a lot of friends at Epic. Joe Kreiner is a good buddy of mine. I have a lot of friends there, and they've given us an awesome setup. We talked to both them. We talked to other developers that are using Epic. The cool thing about Unreal is there are widgets or items that have been created by other studios, and it's thrown into the Epic engine, and Epic tests it. If they like it, they'll put it in as part of it. So it's a much more mature engine. It's a much easier engine to use than, say, Cry or Unity's really good too, but Unity's netcode is still kind of not really trustworthy yet. So we chose Unreal because we think it'll help us get the game done more quickly. Yeah. Sunjammer says $65 million. I don't think we're going to go for that level. I mean, it'd be great if we get there, but with that amount of money, there comes a lot of responsibility. Maybe over 10 years. I guarantee you, I will give the $57 million bagel carrier to everybody though, if we get there. Meteor Citizen. Oh, more Ustream ads for Groundhound. You got to get that ad block. It's the only way to do it. So Victor, how do you say it? Victor Mayers? You plan on having modes where we can destroy the enemy main mine ship and say stop respawning? Yeah, you mean like it's a harvester? Probably, but not phase 1. That's another game mode. It'd be fun to do. That may come along when phase 2 will have people will be able to own those harvesters. So as you level up through the levels of the ships and you yourself level up, you'll eventually be able to own a harvester and captain a team, so to speak. But that's probably not going to be right away. That's probably a little ways down the road. And that's when they'll open up the gameplay for people for the harvesters actually. There'll be 2 types there. There'll be the harvester's actually a target, but it'll also be you'll have some sort of combat air patrol or escort missions involved in that. So we'll start inside the mines. We'll go down to the planets and moons, and eventually we'll make our way to space. So again, the phases are inside asteroids, moons, planets, discover aliens, phase 3. which is in the planet Phaeton, which is the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. And phase 4 will be interstellar. We leave our solar system to somewhere else and continue the wars out elsewhere. So we're starting smaller in scope, make that fun, and then move forward from there. That's why we're doing kind of a MOBA at first. So level up ships, yes, Joe's, we're doing that. All right, let's see, one more question, and then we'll be done. Oh, yeah. Somebody says we don't want too many armchair developers. I do want armchair developers. That doesn't mean that that we develop the game, that we don't use our knowledge. I mean, I've been making games for 25 years, so we'll still follow that. But what'll happen is, if there's something popular and we can't do it, I'll explain why. So that people can get a better understanding of what's there. Like Winglet is part of the process. It's one of my greatest joys in doing this. Is my oldest son is one of the designers. He came up with the idea of a deployable drone that mines and a deployable drone that familiar that fights along with you. So he's really come up with some great ideas already, and it's wonderful to have him on the team. So the things, and then he's also got some ideas like everybody that just won't work. So who doesn't have those, right? The idea is you throw a bunch of darts at the dartboard, and the ones that stick are the ones you keep, and the ones that don't you throw away. All right. So Groundhound says Alien serious? Yes, at some point in the future. Let's see, one more question. One more question, and we'll shut this bad boy down. All right, we'll go. Sounded good on the mod side. Go install AdBlock. We got a bunch of people telling people to install AdBlock. I do recommend installing AdBlock. All right, so without another question here, I just want to thank everybody for joining us. Spread the word. We want more and more people on the forums because that'll give us a better chance of success. If you haven't, this Descent, the original game that we're kind of paying homage to, is available on both Steam and GOG. Check it out. The graphics look like crap, but you get an idea for how the games play. I mean, we're literally aiming for 6 degrees of awesome. So we'll see you guys all in the verse.